Welcome to the final edition of the TETRAS Snapshot series. Whether you've watched just one video or the entire playlist, we want to sincerely thank you for spending your very valuable time with us. Throughout this series, we've explored a wide range of topics, from the various TETRAS models and bolt-ons to all the unique aspects of our operations. If you haven't noticed yet, we do things a little bit differently around here. And at the heart of all of it is our team, driving our mission to advance the science of peptide chemistry forward. For this final video, we're going to take a step back and hear the TETRAS story straight from those who know it best, Vas, Jason, and Joe. Together, they form the leadership team behind the TETRAS program and represent one of our key differentiators, being the original designers and exclusive service team from day one. Join us as we sit down with Vas, Jason, and Joe for this very special edition of Team TETRAS. Thanks for tuning in and hope you enjoy.
So I'm Joe Goatley. I've been working on the TETRAS since 2013, so this is about 12 years now.
My name is Vas Abramov. I am original designer of TETRAS, and I have been working on it since conception, which I don't even remember how long ago that is.
Around 2007.
2007. Long time.
Yeah, so I'm Jason Lone. I'm currently the quality manager here at Optimal Design. But I really started with Vas back in around 2007, 2008 with the early development of the TETRAS. We probably didn't really roll it out until about 2008. And then, we installed that internationally up to about 2012, I guess, 2011.
So originally, for many years, TETRAS was distributed under Advanced Chemtech logo. Recently, Acom Design acquired intellectual property for TETRAS, and TETRAS is distributed under Thoromed, and it is improved, manufactured, and supported by Acom Design. So we did not come from chemical background. I was in medical devices, and apparently it's a very different animal. And Jason and I, we started working with chemicals. I don't think outside of house chemicals we worked on anything. And we started working with DMF, which is the solvent. And both of us had no idea what it is or how to work with it. And after a while, we noticed that our hands kind of started losing the skin. And Jason's like, man, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, neither do I. So he ran MSD on it, and we got really scared and started using gloves and other safety equipment. I think the first machine that we installed was University of Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken.
University of North Carolina.
University of North Carolina. NIH, I think, was one of our early machines that we installed.
And Harvard had a machine. So Harvard had a machine, and like one of the issues they had, they were trying to do like microliter dispenses, very small things. So we learned that, in some instances, we may need to dispense very small, instead of using a 3 milliliter reactor, they could probably use a 1 milliliter reactor.
Yeah.
So in that case, they were wanting very, very small dead volumes. That was one of the benefits of the piston pump. It has like a 50 microliter volume on it.
Well, initially we were attempting to use syringe pumps as a method of delivering fluids to the reaction well, and we never could get the alignment or basically we never could make that concept work. So we had to step away from syringes and into the piston pumps, because they kind of work exactly like a syringe. Hence the accuracy of fluid delivery, reliability, and the accuracy won.
We kind of fought the limitations with syringe pumps early on for about, I don't know, like almost a year it seemed like.
It was about
we had different prototypes of syringes. We had disposable syringes, glass syringes, different actuator methods, and then basically we decided to go with syringe pumps. Or I'm sorry, we decided to go with piston pumps, which was more robust in terms of delivery method and controllable. So
looked so ugly.
yeah, so yeah, that was probably the turning point in development.
It was very interesting because even though Jason and I developed it, we worked with a lot of chemists at a time, and I think each chemist have their own opinion about everything. Actually started getting, I think, real feedback and speaking to the chemists that love the machine and would not work on any other machine. I think that's where I realized that it's something that is actually liked and desired by the chemists out there. It was the fact that majority of multi-peptide synthesizers were block-based or something similar to where no matter how many MERS the peptide was or how long each peptide was going to take to fabricate or manufacture, you would still have to wait for the last peptide to be done before you could evaluate all of the peptides, as well as inability to start the peptides as peptide chemist needs to. Again, you could start one block, you still have to run all the peptides before you can restart it. And that's why we started thinking about TETRAS peptide synthesizer. It allows you to start any amount of peptides at any time, stop them. And as we were progressing in our thoughts, that's where modularity came from, an ability to change the pumps without stopping the machine, etc., etc.
So the focus was primarily flexibility, being able to give the user the ability to design the sequence or chemistry how he wanted it to, or how they wanted it to. So that's why you have all the different protocols and different chemical library options that you can program it how you want. That was the primary focus. Learned with the early adopters is they may get a contract peptide order for 20 amino acids. Yeah. And then they may start that, and then like the very next day they want to add 5 more. Or, and some may be 30 MERS and some might be 20 MERS. So when the 20 MERS are completed, they want to take those off. Yeah. To start working purification on those, while the other 30 MERS keep running. So there is that flexibility as well. I would say primarily most of them on the market currently are valve based, where they have, I can't remember the phrase they use, but it's basically like a valve block.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have a pump.
So we have independent channels.
Yeah.
So, our things, we have independent channels, independent delivery of each amino acid. They're not, so you kind of limit contamination through those valve blocks or valve systems. Also, the wells can be, reaction chambers are disposable, so that limits, some contamination.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the older ones were more valve based, and you have clogging issues, and it would basically clog the whole line. And so with the independent stations, we're able to make it more independent.
Well, there's a lot of reasons. First of all, it's very accurate in delivery, and it's very easy to count how much you deliver. Basically, you have so much volume inside of the piston, and each revolution of the pump delivers exact that volume. It cannot be more, it can be less, but we're preventing that from happening. So that's one of them. The other, Jason pointed out, a lot of machines there use valves that can fail, and basically you use pressurized fluid chambers, and if the valves fail, then the fluid chamber is pressurized, you have no control over where you're delivering the fluid and how to stop it. Well, piston pump in itself is kind of a valve, so it in itself prevents fluid from coming out. So it's a second safety for just kind of dispensing unknown amount of fluid in an unknown amount of time, because we have a safety valve inside and the pump, so it's a double stop for failure. Functionality was not changed. I think with every time that we were hitting problem that we were not able to resolve, the solution that was delivered into the final design was better and more accomplishing than whatever was thought at the beginning. So
People choose a couple differently. They don't all use the same chemicals. Some may use HBTU, HCTU. They may use DMF or NMP. And now everything's going to kind of the green chemistry, which there's still some new solvents out there that I'm not familiar with. But as that chemistry changes, the TETRAS can adapt. Depending on as long as it's compatible with the materials, as long as there's no material incompatibility, as far as the chemicals that you use, there should be completely adaptable.
for me, it was primarily with the fact that, we pointed it out already, but every chemist will use it the way that you cannot expect originally that someone is going to use it. So luckily we developed a very modular machine that was able to adapt to pretty much anything that anybody can throw at it. And just by changing the software, we were able to add a lot of usability that chemists wanted it.
Well, I came basically straight out of college and started working with them back then. So it was kind of nice because it was a small team that I was working with. So it was, they also had a lot of contact with the customers and go back and forth so they can get feedback and help improve items that some of the customers were requesting. For innovation, it was also really nice because when I had got here, for instance, they had started with just several different circuit boards like connected to the TETRAS. And then now we've upgraded all the way up to having our own PCA. So a lot of improvements on the electrical side. And then even the pumps, we do a lot more quality checks to make sure everything's calibrated and consistent when we do our installations or even our PM trips now. Building all the machines, I generally know which each components can fail, and it helps say, well, if this one fails, it may cause this chain reaction and so on. So by building it from beginning to end, when the customer asks us, say, I have a problem with the power fluctuating, then that could be, the power coming in. It helps me identify locations to start looking for if a customer has problems. Or if a customer is wanting to have something changed, or is like, I need this little thing different, then it also makes it easier to know, is this something they really need to change? Or how to do it if necessary?
Yeah, I have to add, Joe provides an incredible customer service. I think he can really take time to explain the problem or solution and work with people to understand what they really need. So I think one of the important things about this machine is that it's backwards compatible. Anytime that we added a new feature or made a change to the software, we always make sure that even the first machine that we ever manufactured can use that feature and can use that version of software.
We either upgrade, we try to work with the customer to upgrade what's not compatible, or we just still support the old version.
Yeah. Well, that is a very good point. Till this day, the very first version of the machine can accept the same software and
Basically complete flexibility on how to program. sequences.
One thing that I think is exciting is the fact that, you know, we can always change things. We can do some R&Ds to improve. So if, for example, the upright bottles we created is because people were having trouble with septa getting stuck in the needles. So we basically were able to eliminate the needles completely by having an upright bottles, which improves, you know, the dispense rate, the volumes, and the actual consistencies.
Well, I think one of the amazing things that we were part of is that TETRAS was used for manufacturing of cancer vaccine, and we were providing API directly from TETRAS, obviously through purification and etc. to the patient, and it was an amazing experience that we were able to do it from scratch, from incoming materials to final drugs in about 30 days.
The flexibility also includes like scalability. So it's, you know, it's primarily originally designed for the smaller 3 milliliter working volume reactor, kind of more of an R&D type machine. It's not, I wouldn't say it's micro level, but it does do some, you know, R&D scale at the university. It's also scaled with other reactors up to like a 25 and a 40 milliliter working volume. So that provides flexibility as well.
We have added heating feature to the machine, and any machine out there can be retrofitted for heating. We are currently working on the new version of software that should incorporate all the comments and suggestions from all the users that provided comments and suggestions. So there is possibility of new micro TETRAS to hit the market very shortly here. So we're constantly making changes to the machine and making improvements, and if you have any suggestions on what can be improved or added, please let us know. There is possibility that we will get deep protection monitoring on the machine soon as well. So there is a lot of thoughts in the works here, and we'll keep you posted.
If you're ready to take the next step in enhancing your SPPS work, you've come to the right place. Our team would welcome the opportunity to meet with you, discuss your unique needs, and explore how TETRAS can support your goals. For more information, be sure to check us out on LinkedIn at Theramed or visit our website. We're constantly sharing updates and insights, and we'd love for you to join us on this exciting journey. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we look forward to connecting with you soon.
I think the primary focus was to get it done on time and
Well,
not.
you know,